Let's talk about karma, but probably not in the way you're used to thinking about it. Forget all this stuff about cosmic punishment. We're going to reframe karma as something way more powerful. Think of it as a tool for becoming the architect, or even better, the farmer of your own destiny. You know that feeling, right? Where you look around and it seems like life is just random. Some people just sail through, everything goes their way, and then you see other people, maybe really good people, who just can't seem to catch a break. It feels unfair, like we're all just pawns in some chaotic game.
But what if I told you it's not random at all? What if you're actually running a kind of cosmic bank account? And every single thing you do, every word you say, even every thought you have, it's a transaction. It's either a deposit into your future or a withdrawal that you're eventually going to have to pay back. Okay, so that bank account idea is a good start. But honestly, an even better way to get this is to think about it like farming. To really understand the harvest you're getting in your life, you just need to understand these 3 parts. It's a beautifully simple process, really. It all starts with the seed. That's your action, your word, your intention. But a seed can't just grow on its own, right? It needs the soil. Those are the conditions, the environment, the situation you're in. And when that seed meets the right soil, you get the fruit. That's the result, the outcome that always comes back to you. Let's make this real. Imagine you plant a bad seed. It's small, you just roll your eyes at a colleague in a meeting. The seed is planted. Now the soil. Your boss just happens to glance over at that exact moment. The seed just found fertile ground. And the fruit? A few weeks later, you're overlooked for a new project. See how that works? Now, let's flip it. You plant a good seed. You take 30 seconds to help a struggling parent get their stroller up some stairs. The soil? Turns out that person is a potential client you've been trying to meet. And the fruit of that tiny act of kindness? You land a surprise new contract. The seed and the soil always work together. Now here's the crucial part, patience. This isn't an instant delivery service. You can't plant a mango seed today and expect to have a mango tree tomorrow, right? Some things take years to grow. And this also helps explain why sometimes we see, well, let's just say not so great people who seem to be thriving. Maybe they're just cashing in on a harvest from good seeds they planted a long, long time ago, even while they're planting some pretty terrible ones for their future. So this whole idea is often really misunderstood. It gets tangled up. Let's pull out a few of the biggest weeds that get in the way of seeing this whole farming thing clearly. This is probably the biggest myth of them all. This idea that karma means your fate is sealed, that you're just stuck living out some script that was written by your past actions. Is there any truth to that? Absolutely not. That's getting it completely wrong. This isn't about fate. Look, the seeds you planted yesterday, yeah, they created the garden you're standing in today. But you're holding a new bag of seeds right now. The choices you make in this moment are planting the garden of tomorrow. You can always plant a new seed. Okay, myth number 2. Is karma some kind of cosmic police officer? A judge in the sky keeping score, ready to punish you every time you mess up? Not even close. It's not a person. It's a principle. It's a natural law, just as real and impersonal as gravity. If you drop a ball, it falls. The ball isn't being punished, it's just gravity. In the same way, you simply can't plant a watermelon seed and expect to get an apple tree. An action that comes from anger literally cannot produce a result of joy. The fruit always matches the seed. Now, this one's really tricky, and it can lead to a lot of needless guilt. Does all this mean that every single bad thing that happens, everything from getting sick to a natural disaster, is somehow your fault? No. Simple as that. You're not responsible for everything. Some things, like an economic crisis or a storm, are just way bigger than any one of us. You can't control the storm, but you can control how you respond to it. Do you help your neighbor? Do you fall into despair? And that response, that is the new powerful seed that you get to plant. So this is all great, but how do we actually use it? This isn't just some abstract philosophy. Let's look at the practical toolkit this gives you to actually go out and farm your life. When you really start to see yourself as a farmer, everything shifts. You just naturally start paying more attention to the little seeds you're planting with every word, every action. You stop feeling like a victim of life. You go from asking, why is this happening to me, to asking, what can I plant now? It completely reframes challenges
And maybe most importantly, it makes you the master of your own emotional garden.
Here's a really simple way to put this into practice today. Imagine your future self sent you a piggy bank, and every moment is a chance to put something inside. What are you going to deposit? A kind word to the cashier, a helpful act for a coworker, even just a private thought of forgiveness instead of holding on to a grudge. Each one is a deposit, and believe me, it will grow with interest. And this really brings us to the whole point. Ultimately, this isn't about your past. It's about the incredible power you have in your hands right now and what seeds you're going to choose to plant today.
Never, ever underestimate the power of a single choice you make. Your free will isn't just some small feature of your mind. It is the most potent, creative force you possess. You are literally sculpting your reality with every single choice.
So the real question isn't what is karma. The question is, what will you do with this power? The seeds you're planting right now, in this moment, are sculpting the person you will be tomorrow, next month, next year. The harvest is guaranteed. So who are you choosing to become?